Welcome to Teaching Matters 101, a podcast for folks who are passionate about educating diverse students with compassion, care, and courage. I am your host, Dr. Mel, lifelong learner and educator and CEO of Scholars for the Soul, an educational solutions firm. We are here to talk about all things education, from teacher identity to teaching strategies. We unpack it all, and we invite you to join us on this journey of discussing teaching matters that impact education and make real teaching matter. Let's start the show. Welcome to our introduction episode as we reboot our old podcast, the Soul Scholar Podcast, and transition into a new name, Teaching Matters 101. We will publish weekly episodes that unpack current issues that are important to how we teach and engage our students with soul. This podcast is perfect for those who are driving into work each morning, dropping off your kids for school, or just moving around the house and getting your day started. But before we get into this episode, do me a favor and subscribe to this podcast and be sure those notification bells are on so you don't miss a beat. And we need your help to get the word out about this channel. So if you'd be so kind, give us a rating and leave a review wherever you are listening. This puts us in front of more people and helps us to spread the gospel of being a soul scholar. Now, I know you're hearing this word soul scholar, so allow me to break it down for you. I received a divine download for this name when I started my business back in 2020 during the height of the pandemic. I define a soul scholar as one who is a lifelong learner and a critical thinker, one who strives to connect the soul to learning. This term is important to the work that I do in education as a lifelong learner and an ed consultant because it calls the educators to examine the why and how behind their practice. Why are you in the field of education? How do you provide a positive impact to your students and education overall? Why are you teaching this particular content? How are you engaging your students with this content? Why does your teaching matter? How does your teaching engage students towards liberation, justice, healing, and actualizing the genius with every last one of our students? These questions will be the foundation for every single episode we have on this podcast. So to be real, this podcast won't be for everyone. If you don't know, you will soon learn that I keep it real. 100, as the students say. We only talk about things that are relevant and responsive to what teachers and students are facing in our society and how to do the soul work within ourselves while modeling the same for our students to ensure we are cultivating genius, as the good sis Dr. Goldie Muhammad says. So let me be clear. This podcast is not for folks who reject reality pedagogy, who are unwilling to face the truth of diverse experiences in our nation's schools, to those who are sensitive to issues connected to our identity markers, such as race, class, gender, sexual orientation, religion, ethnicity, ability, and so on. It's not for folks who don't believe that students are a top priority for the work we do. We don't blame students for systemic issues over here, but we do call in a level of self-love that urges accountability and responsibility to oneself and their community. It's not for folks who only want strategies and are not willing to lean into their discomfort that challenges the impact of fear on our culture. But let me tell you who this podcast is for. It's for people that believe we, as humans who teach, are purposeful people who deserve quality working environments. We believe that all students are geniuses, and it is our responsibility to cultivate a soulful learning environment for the students' genius to shine. We believe that the state of education is in a state of emergency, and there is a great amount of soul work, dismantling, and rebuilding to be done, so student and teacher brilliance and autonomy can shine together. We believe that even though there is much work to be done, there are still many opportunities to embody and exude joy. We still have hope, y'all. So welcome to the Teaching Matters podcast. a brave space to discuss teaching matters through the belief that good, soulful teaching really does matter. Thanks for listening, and tune in each week for the latest on teaching matters that make real teaching matter. Till next time.